Hello everybody, it's Claymore here and welcome back to the channel. Sorry if my voice sounds a bit hoarse, I think I've got some sort of bug, not too sure. But either way, we have the patch notes for patch 2.6.0 that were released earlier today. And this is going to be a good one for a lot of players that are new or progressing right now. And I'll explain why in a moment. But first things first, let's recap and see what Jaeger are saying to us. Hello there, prospectors. Patch 2.6.0 as our last patch for 2022, and we're including a lot of changes and adjustments to fix and solve some of the bigger pain points from our community. We're going to have the maintenance for 2.6 on the 14th of December, and they'll announce the exact time soon. With 2022 coming to an end, we want to thank you all for being part of this wild ride and being part of our community. Keep your eye on social media channel for our first community challenge event that we will share with you in the next week, as you can grab some nice rewards from it. Community challenge, very nice. So, those of you who don't really know what a community challenge is, essentially, we all have to do something as a community to reach a certain goal, and if we reach that goal or stretch goals, etc., we get nice rewards. So we'll see what that is. I'm very excited. It's one of the biggest suggestions in terms of stuff to do in the game is to give community goals. So I'm happy they decided to do this. It's very, very good. Good job, Gabe. With that being said, let's dive into the changes for patch 2.6 matchmaking. See what they've done. One of the biggest pain points that we saw from the community in recent weeks was that the matchmaking felt unfair and caused a lot of frustration, especially for newer players. We took a look at the system and are going to change it quite drastically. The problem statement with the approach was the following. As a player, I want to make sure that I am matched against players close to my skill level. This way I don't feel bored or too stressed, but I can enjoy the tense uncertainty the Cycle Frontier offers. I agree. As much as, you know, I do find it personally quite boring doing solos all the time and running into people who are great kids or new to the game. And also, if I'm running in teams, for example, and we're running into some of the best players in the game, you know, both, you know, are extremes. We need to find this balance. So let's see what they've done to try and achieve this balance. We see this as an experiment. It can easily be talking to the way it was before. We had tried this method out to get live data, as you can't get the amount of data on a test server. That is necessary to see how it truly impacts the gameplay experience. That's totally fair. Totally fair. So, duos and trios now also have beginner buckets. A squad only gets into a beginner match if all squad members are beginners. Brilliant. Really, really good. I like that. So, if you want to play with your friends, and you've all got fresh accounts and stuff like that, and you've not played the game before, you know, you can do this. You can also queue in against other people in beginner buckets, and you can get a really good feel for what it's like to play the squad, you know, pretty early on. I like this. This is a really good change. We extended the amount of matches that players spend in the beginner buckets. Okay, so you'll spend a bit more time playing in them before you are eventually qualified to move up a bucket. Nice. Matchmaking is now based on PvP kill-death ratio. What we hope to gain from this: give players who may be terrible at PvP a chance to succeed. Give players who want PvP and want to duke it out of skill players what they seek. This should limit the amount of frustration a new player encounters, as we also check the gear that is commonly used by players of high PvP KD, while still giving the opportunity to encounter different playstyles and new adventures to Forge in the 3. Yeah, I think this is a good place to start. I'm sure there'll be other factors at play regardless, or they'll add other factors at play, but yeah, I think this is absolutely reasonable to true. I mean, KDs can get pretty crazy up in the upper bucket, so we'll be interested to see if we can get some really cool fights from that. Another bonus of using this method is that it will be more difficult to exploit or cheese than the previous methods of matchmaking. Yeah. So essentially, guys, what would happen more often than not is people would essentially snipe into each other's games. Essentially, you would get 3-mans running around on a solo bucket. So they would do things like drills, oil, dungeons, whatever, completely tested, because, you know, as a solo, it's very difficult to beat a 3-man. And they would do this on pretty much every other map. And it was very cheesy, very frustrating, very annoying. But with this system here, that's going to be way, way harder to do. So, good job. This also means that we adjusted the buckets of the different maps again, including absolute separation of squad sizes in map 1. Okay. The bright size buckets, 2 different buckets for solos, for duos, and for squads, so 6 buckets in total. This means you should never be in a lobby with squad sizes other than your own Bright Sands. I like this a lot. I think this is awesome. Bright Sands is the first map you unlock. It technically is the beginner map. You know, I think the tense uncertainty they want to go for, you know, I think that's important, but this is the beginner map. It is the first map. This is where you do all your tutorial stuff. I like this. And if you are even an endgame geared team and you want to just run some 3-mans on Bright Sands, you're guaranteed to run into 3-mans. You know you're going to be in for a wild ride at the very least. So, I like that a lot. Crescent Falls bucket, same as before. Solos only for players that are still having a hard time. So once again, solos, you should only run into solos. good solos with some duos. Yeah. So this is what an old thing before. So essentially, it'll pair you up with a duo as a solo that their stats combined mirror yours. So with that information there, you at the very least should have a better fighting chance against these duos. Now, it's obviously not guaranteed. You might get the drop on you, etc. But I like the system. I think it makes sense. And it also gives that tense uncertainty that Jaeger want to give you. So that's good. Good duos with some trios. Same thing again. And good trios. So trios should only run into trios. Yeah. I'm very happy. Good job. Paris Island Bucket, solos with some duos, good duos and trios. Yeah, it's the smaller player count, so I didn't expect them to do too much with that, but that's fair. We will monitor the changes closely to make sure our desired goal of making the game less oppressive for newer players while keeping it fun for those more experienced players to achieve. Well, thank you for looking after both ends of the progression scale. Yeah, we appreciate that, and I'm very interested to see how these new buckets are going to be. Cheat victim compensation. We adjusted some of the features of the cheat victim compensation. This means that no package should go missing on its way to you. We also adjusted the way the system checks and compensates for items that were in your safe box at the time you dropped to the planet. Great, because I know at some points I did die with drills in my pocket, and I did get those back if I died while shooting a drill to a cheater. So that's good, very good. Always good to get that system update. Oh, sorry, my throat. AI. We tuned some of our AI values to lessen the frustration for players encountering them for the first time. Reduced Rattler beam damage by 30%, reduced tick damage by 35%. Striders have now been taught to wait their turn, and we introduced a global cooldown for Strider attacks prevents all from attacking at the same time when surrounding the player. Okay, I like this. They are technically beginner creatures. Technically. You know, you move up to Jeffries, and that's when it starts getting a bit more difficult than armored creatures. I don't know if that counts for armored Striders too, but then you go up a bit more, Savage Jeffries, and so on and so forth. So, I like this. I like this a lot. And, you know, since we know there's a new boss coming, a new PvE boss coming in Season 3 now, maybe this slight difficulty tuning to the lower mobs will free up some room for some more difficult mobs to come in too. Well, we'll see. So we've got a bunch of miscellaneous changes here. Let's have a look at this. After some player feedback, we've adjusted the sound of the bird sound trap so they cannot be mistaken for footsteps as easily. Yeah. There was a point when they'd fly up and then they'd flap their wings. It would sound so much like a pair of footsteps. You just stop. I liked it, but also disliked it. We increased the spawn radius for drop pods of players just spawn a bit further away from each other. Good. Good. We adjust some of the ways in which their manhammer strike to identify more cheating patterns with our partners. Very good. Max player count on bright sounds and crescent falls was reduced by 1. You're going to have so much room for activities. Nice. Step Brothers reference. Yep. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Sometimes I feel like Crescent Falls is a bit too busy. Maybe even remove one more player on that map. But I'm happy with that. We reduced Letium requirements for level 9 player quarter upgrade by 100. You will need 50 Letium now instead of 150. I wish I didn't spend all my Letium already. But hey, it's all done already, so. We adjusted the amount of items that are needed for early delivery missions or dead drop missions. We implemented some additional tweaks to report player function. The easier it gets for you, the easier it is for us. Very good. Additional adjustment to anti-cheat detections. We've added a functionality to redeem codes within the game. This gives us the option to create codes for items. Do I hear giveaways? I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I'll see if I can get some codes for you guys. We have adjusted the pricing for our sprays, banners, and weapons charms. These will now be cheaper to get as we heard your feedback. I did think that they were... The fact that they were as expensive or nearly as expensive as like melee cosmetics and individual skins, I did always think that was a little bit strange, but like I said, it is always purely cosmetic. It doesn't really affect me in any way. But it's nice to see that they have heard that, and so you can buy more sprays, banners, and weapon charms if you'd like to. Vanity tiers will be reflected with the proper color in the inventory. This will be improved on Season 3. It will also increase the variety of vanity tiers. Additional preparation for the community challenge, stay tuned, and of course, a good amount of bug fixes. And the Frosty Frontier Fest, which, if you haven't already, essentially you get a bunch of nice free stuff. All you have to do is sign up to the the newsletter, which will be the link there. And as always, the link to the patch notes will be below in my video description. And that's it for now, though, guys. Some nice patch notes to end the year off. Good changes to MMR. That should set up Season 3 nicely. We're in the grind right now, and Jaeger are working very hard. And we are getting this community challenge soon too, which I'm very excited for and ready to jump back into the game for. With that being said, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to see if I can get better, get my throat feeling a bit better. But overall, it's been good to take a little bit of a break. It's been good to do some introspection in it. It's good for my energy too. So, with that being said, guys, good night, take care, stay safe, love you all, and peace.